is how do they replace the on-field production that Stefon Diggs gave them since he got to Buffalo in 2020. Josh Allen and Stefon Diggs have more yards, more completions, and more touchdowns than any quarterback wide receiver duo in the league. And so it presents a whole lot of questions about where they go from here. So do they take a step backwards without him? That's really the question that a lot of people have been asking. So let me start with, okay, so that was the, can we put that up again? Because it took a very long time to get to what we wanted to show you. So maybe a lot of people thought it was the last straw when Stefon Diggs tweeted this. RG3, our own Robert Griffin III, said, is Stefon Diggs essential to Josh Allen's success? Like, do they need him? Will Josh Allen wind up taking a step back? Someone said, doesn't Josh benefit from having him as a wide receiver? Is that going to be the problem? And he wrote, Stefon Diggs wrote, are you sure? Are you sure Josh Allen is ready now to move on without him? And Kmart, that's when you knew this was going sideways.
Let me tell you right now, Josh Allen, he is a better person than me, because if I were Josh and I saw my wide receiver, my brother in arms, say, you sure that he's not integral and paramount to my success, that would have been the moment for me where I would have lost it. Because let me tell you right now, Josh Allen this season needs to, every press conference, every game, show that, you know what, I am him. Will it be a challenge without Stefon Diggs? 100%. But the reason we believe in Buffalo is not because of Stefon Diggs, it's because of their quarterback, who happens to be named Josh Allen. So if I am Josh, this actually could be a good thing for him. I know that sounds crazy. What? Pause. I know that sounds crazy. In the long run, I think this could be a good thing.
Skeptical, Lewis.
Look, the ascension of Josh Allen coincides with the arrival of Stefon Diggs.
I got you.
And look, I know that, look, our tendency is to always want to kind of separate out player performance and say, no, it's him. No, it's him. No, it's both. And that's what Stefon is saying. Are you sure? Are you sure he's still the same Josh Allen without me? There's no way you're going to tell me that without Stefon Diggs, unless they make some kind of material addition to the wide receiver room, that Josh is going to be top 5 in total QBR, top 5 in passing yards, top 5 in passing touchdowns like he was last year. There's no way you're going to tell me that. And look, I understand that he needs to step to the forefront now and say, hey, look, I am him. I'm the guy here, right? But really, what we're really referring to with Josh Allen right now really isn't about statistical regression. I don't care about that. What I care about is this. Can you impact the rest of this roster and get them over the hump and get them to the Super Bowl? Because honestly, look, Patrick Mahomes statistically regressed. Okay, he regressed. But when Tyreek Hill left, but you know what he did? He took his team to Super Bowls. That's what we're talking about.
Listen, I hear you with your cute little outfit. I hear you.
Look, don't mess with me today.
You look good, Lou, but here's the point. We're talking about it's not about the statistics. That's why I say it could be a good thing, because this is a wide receiver. There are plenty of wide receivers in this draft. Who will the Buffalo Bills be? We don't know. But I think it's about Josh, not necessarily that Stefon Diggs is.
Mel, I have channeled my inner Mel Kiper on this show for the last week or so, ever since the moment this trade was made. And because I'm just envisioning the future. Okay, Mel, I'm envisioning it's November, and the Bills are 500 at best. And the topic bar at the bottom of our screen where it says, could Josh Allen take a step back? The topic bar is going to say, what's wrong with Josh Allen? And the answer is going to be, they lost all their good players on that team, and we're asking him to not only be one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL, but to carry what has now become an inferior roster to the kind of expectations he has created, which is basically Super Bowl or bust. Mel, I'm channeling my inner Kiper.
I don't think the sky's falling. I really don't. Dalton Kincaid was the go-to guy last year. You think about Dawson Knox. You think about Khalil Shakir, who came on, and Josh Allen really had a lot of confidence in Shakir. Kincaid was outstanding, and they have a first-round pick that could become a wide receiver like Xavier Worthy, Adonai Mitchell, Texas. Both those Texas receivers. Maybe Xavier Legette. Maybe they move up. Do they try to become like the Falcons moved up to get Julio Jones? Okay, they gave up, what? They talked about flipping picks. You give up a 1 the following year, or 2 and a 4. But if they stay where they are or they move up a little bit, they can get a wide receiver. And I'm with Kimberley on this. They get, I think, multiple wide receivers in this draft, which is really deep at that position. Brian Thomas Jr. is who I'm projecting right now. Will he be there? Debatable, but he could be. If he's not, you've got Adonai Mitchell, you got Worthy and Legette, as I mentioned, and you have Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, Khalil Shakir, you added Curtis Samuel, and James Cook, the running back. So for me, no, I don't think the sky's falling in Buffalo not having Stefon Diggs, who I thought did a disservice to that team with some of the things, the way they were handled, and wasn't the go-to guy. It was Kincaid. So for me, sometimes it's addition. Even though you subtracted, maybe you add something big in this draft.
Let me get Yates in here. Yates, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I just wanted to re-highlight just how much of the Bills felt confident in this move could actually prevent them from taking a step back. The Buffalo Bills were thin at wide receiver with Stefon Diggs on the roster. So they trade away a player at a position that they are not deep. Second of all, the Bills were tight to the salary cap. Trading away Stefon Diggs actually added to his 2024 salary cap number via dead money. Meanwhile, this team has not had a particularly robust free agent period, and they traded away a draft pick in 2024, and they recouped one in 2025, 2 of them actually. But they felt like they were so set on this trade that they could do all of those things to execute it. Now, I certainly understand last year there were 13 straight games to end the season where Stefon Diggs did not have over 100 receiving yards, and I believe implicitly in Josh Allen as a player. The one thing that I'm concerned about, though, for the Buffalo Bills offense is that even if he didn't have a monster presence in those final 13 games, he was on the field, and defenses had to account for Stefon Diggs.
I'm preaching, right? Because
it's just
the fact that he was the fact that he is on the field. What do you think that does for Dalton Kincaid? What do you think that does for Khalil Shakir? Just because he's not getting the ball doesn't mean he's not impacting the game tremendously. And I understand exactly what you're saying too, Mel, as far as his impact that you can't measure statistically on the football team in terms of was he being a distraction while he was there. But there's no way that Brandon Beane himself said, look, I cannot sit here and tell you that we're a better football team without Stefon Diggs.
In April.
I can't tell you that.
In April.
You're right. This is going to play itself out. It's going to play itself out. But they've taken a hit.
Here's what it is, Kmart.
Yes,
People would look at the information that is on the table that Field just laid out about how they're looking for draft picks next year and all that stuff. You look at all the players they've lost on defense. This is sort of a rebuilding year for Buffalo. They don't go into the basement because their quarterback is just too good.
Yes.
But this is a year where they take a little step back, cleanse the cap, reload that defense, and then you make your next run with Josh Allen. The point I'm making is in November, when that's the team they have, we're going to blame Josh Allen. And when I say we, I mean everyone but me.
I don't agree with you. I don't think so. I think here's what we want to see from Josh this year. Regardless of who's on this roster, can you elevate the play around you? That's it. And I think with Brady as their OC now, we saw towards the end of the season how this offense looked different and the ball was spread around more and they remember they had running back.
I can see Mel out of the corner
Mel
of my eye
is a genius. I love this man.
That's because Mel's adopted Josh Allen. I mean,
I got to go with Lewis on this. I got to go to my
boy.
boy Lewis on this one. Lewis, come on, pal. I mean, if you're a number one go-to receiver, you're just not on the field to make everybody else catch the ball. You got to be the guy. You're the number one go-to receiver. That was Dalton Kincaid. It wasn't Stefon Diggs. So to say he makes everybody better, the number one receiver's job is to be the number one receiver and step up and be the guy. And that wasn't Stefon Diggs, unfortunately, this year.
Let Mel cook. He's preaching.
I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. Look, I'm not saying that in the end, Mel, that this doesn't wind up being something that Buffalo needed to do.
That's all we're
and it doesn't benefit them. But there's no question this year, regardless of who they bring in, the spotlight's going to squarely be on Josh.
Yes.
Josh is going to have to be like Patrick. He's going to be compared to Patrick all year long, and he should be. He should, because that's how we talk about him, right? He's the most talented guy in the NFL. Pound for pound, at quarterback, he's the most talented guy in the NFL. Well, he's going to have to show it this year.
Not only that, you know when we'll know, excuse me, I'm sorry about the voice. Mike Tannenbaum keeps bringing this up. We'll know in June. Post June 1, do they make a move for a veteran receiver? Do they go out and try and get Brandon Ayuk from San Francisco or Odell Beckham Jr. or someone like that? That's when they could start making moves. Then we'll know if they think they're reloading or if they're going for
Keep in mind, Brandon Beane was the same guy who traded 2 months for Stefon Diggs. Like, he will be aggressive. This is not a guy who's just going to stand pat. Like, they understand with Josh Allen, every year is critical.
Field, I got 10 seconds. Give me if I can see you have something. Go.
I was just going to say, I think the pickings are way too slim after June 1 to expect this team to make a splashy move at the wide receiver spot unless Brandon Ayuk becomes available in a trade and they hold off on a trade until way after the draft.
That's the name that Mike T keeps bringing up. And again, maybe they draft somebody. We'll see.